Hi guys, this is Breaker, and I am back with another replay from a friend of mine by the name of aLiveBlysk. It looks like we got a guy by the name of Railgun who's actually sporting the Yo name. Not entirely sure what that's all about just yet, but in the upper left-hand corner, spawning as, I gotta say, one of the best co-casters I've ever had. His analytical skills really can't be beaten. His name is aLiveBlysk, and he belongs to a clan that is tagged as SoFT on the Taiwan and Korea server. And in the lower right-hand corner, his opponent spawning is our blue Zerg sporting the Yo tag. His name is Railgun. Now, the reason why Blisk asked about this guy was because he had initially thought that this guy belonged to Yo Flash Wolves. I'm not entirely sure about that story just yet, but I'm gonna ask the leader of Flash Wolves very soon, and basically, he'll be able to answer whether or not this guy actually belongs to Yo. And personally, I can't say. They've updated the Starcraft roster, and it's a little bit more new than I initially thought it was. We have a couple of new members, one by the name of aLive, or excuse me, not one by the name of Live, but another one guy by the name of Cheetos. I'm not entirely sure about the other guy, but I will be sure to ask in the near future. Of course, the good luck, have fun going out from Blisk, and the very standard GG coming from Railgun. But this is an interesting choice, not something you see all the time. Typically when we see a Protoss going for a Gateway First Expo, what they'll usually do is they'll stick it right next to their Nexus. Actually, right over here, and they'll stick the pylon maybe right about... not here-ish, right about here. Sorry, it's been a while since I've casted any StarCraft 2 replays, but gonna give it a shot with this one. Double gas opener before Cybernetics Core, so that tells me Sentry Expand. And what is wrong with me? I'm almost as bad as Greetorp by not hitting the production tab. Railgun's just making sure there's no proxy pylons going down, thus cannon rushing by sending his drone over to this direction. He's perfectly confident with every other possible kind of play he could encounter otherwise. Or so I imagine. I mean, he is, after all, a GM level player on the Taiwan and Korea server. That's not something you see from every single player. I mean, come on, once you stop and think about it, GM is reserved for the top 200 players of a server. And just to put it into more perspective, Masters League is reserved for the top 2% of a server. I'd imagine that also includes GM, perhaps. So, I mean, say there's... Think of it this way, I mean, like 10,000 players. No. You know what, let me take a better number. 100,000 players on a server. Top 2%, that means 2,000 of them are in Masters League. And then above them, there are 200 people that are in Grandmasters League. Alright, so now we got the probe moving out and getting ready to throw down that expo. And if we see any hidden tech, I'm well inclined to say that's going to be on the pylon that's over here. But already very eager to get that mothership core to the front lines is Blisk, and appropriately so too, but there's no sentries coming out just yet. This is unexpected. Very unexpected in my opinion. But no, Cybernetics Core is already busy researching gateway tech. So, I'm trying to figure out just what's going on here. Blisk is still making probes, but he's also saving Chrono Boost. If not, he's making mistake. Oh, but this is a mistake. His opponent's gonna get a read in just what he's doing. Is that a... No, it's a Twilight Council. Ooh. And that's... it goes without saying that... Oh, wait, did that Link scout it? Did it... Oh, he didn't see it! Oh my god! That of all things. Okay, so... with the knowledge that our Zerg player has of Blisk right now, he simply saw... Okay, he only saw that there was one Stalker, and that was it. So he knows that Blisk is saving gas for something. Railgun, so very deviant. It's not every day you see a mistake like that, guys. I mean, he could have simply just taken both of the Lings and made them do a full roundabout, and he would have actually... If he had sent them both in the same direction this way, they would have easily seen the Twilight Council. But I'm pretty sure something about our Zerg player has basically given way to, you know, just hinting at what Blisk is doing right now. But, okay, so we've got Metabolic Boost. All he's really going to need here to hold is essentially Zerglings, Speedlings, and lots of them. And he's cranking out just drones right now. All of his larvae have been exhausted. He's actually supply blocked right now. That's why he doesn't have any reinforcements out on the map. He's going to end up pulling both of his queens from the main and the natural, and all of the links to try and deal with this, but it looks as though it could get prevented, especially with the DTs that are going to be coming into the mix here relatively soon. Alright, so the Queen with more energy is actually being targeted down right now by the Stalker and the Mothership Core. Time Warp goes down, and it looks like, ooh, they might get away with a Queen kill. Yeah, they're going to get one Queen. But unfortunately, that Mothership Core, oh, if it goes down, that could be, you know, that could really be big in the way of consequences. But I think now is the time that Blisk realizes, okay, it's time to back off. I've got to recall. Yeah, this many Lings my Stalkers can't handle, but he's going to, what? Whoa, he's going to try it anyway? Oh, but here comes the DT. DT number 1, Spore Crawler on the way. There was actually no scouting going down from Railgun. Actually, there was. I'm sorry. How did I not see that? But I mean, Spore Crawlers are already here. They're in action. They're not going to let the first DT get by. Second one slips out of vision. That's not every day you see a mistake like that. But he's going to make it. He's going to make it into the main mineral line. Maybe no. Jeez, what can he do here? That's the question. Well, he can still scout with this DT, but I mean, any damage in the near future is basically null. Oh, but Blisk catches the most vital info he needs. He sees it. The Roach Warren. I don't see how I could not see that he was actually going for a Dark Shrine there. I mean, there are Overlords everywhere. Railgun scouted him. Yeah. But overall, this is basically a very bare bones structure that Blisk is working with right now, and kind of dangerous right now. If he was to be overrun by Zerglings, I don't know how he would hold it. So that's why he's actually fully walled off right now. He just doesn't want to deal with full Ling pressure without the ability to warp in some sentries, all that good stuff. But right now, Blisk is supply blocked. It's gonna be alleviated in about 5 seconds. And he's going immediate double Stargate follow-up. Now, if he's gonna crank out Phoenixes, that you know, it's gonna hurt. It really is. But if he cranks out Void Rays, it might be a good choice. The big problem is, what would the Ling to Roach ratio be from Railgun? If we can actually see, you know, a fair number of Lings, not a ton, but actually just a fair number of Lings, we might see Blisk able to hold any pressure that's slated to come his way in the near future. And it looks like Railgun, you know, he's got this pretty much locked down. He's got the 3rd and the 4th over here, well, whichever you would perceive as a 3rd, or rather take as a 3rd. He has them both well protected, if you will. Like, he knows, he's going to know if his opponent's going to take an Expo or not. But we've already got a probe over here getting ready to take a proxy pylon, I'm sure. Place a proxy pylon. Maybe throw out a couple of Zealots, maybe some DTs to get some damage done to the mineral line. But also Roaches, very appropriately so. Scouting the map just outside of vision. Just can't quite spot that probe just yet. But they're going to go, it looks like, straight to the front lines. And the Mothership Core is boldly able to look in a forward position without taking too much damage. Because nothing here is going to be able to shoot up. This, I think, is a bit of a dangerous move, but it's alright. He had his back to a wall, and that's how you engage Zerglings. You have to have your back to a wall, but Roach Speed is finished up. +1 melee, +1 carapace, just about to finish up, and now this is the perfect time for those Speedlings to come in for an engage. It looks like a sentry might get picked off. Guardian Shield goes up on the last one. The first sentry did already fall, of course, and now the Void Rays are going to do so much damage. Oh no, the sentry just got picked off. That means we got a human shield here made out of Zealots, and that's about it. Now the Void Rays coming in here. Okay, detection's been eliminated, so if he has to, in terms of emergency crises, Blisk could go ahead and throw down some DTs to deal with his opponent, but the real problem is, will he be able to take a 3rd base or not? I mean, that's, you know, this one's being puked on right now, so it's so dirty that no Protoss in their right mind would throw Nexus down on that. It's just unholy in the name of ire. The full Zealot wall-off going down here. Even though we've got enough gas for sentries, Photon Overcharge activated on the main Nexus. The Hydralisk Den is also in the way, has just about finished, actually. So we're going to see the first wave of Hydralisk getting pumped out into this as well. And the 4th base is about to get established, so that's why Blisk is actually doing this right now with the probe. He's actually, does he see that? Oh, he just barely does not see it. Ooh, boy, that's quite unfortunate. Like, he could actually be throwing down a proxy pylon right now, maybe a couple cannons, maybe some DTs, who knows. At this stage in the game, it would be actually more than financially viable to use cannons to do it, but at the same time, the Lings could come in and intercept it. I'm saying financially viable because it's better to throw away minerals at any stage of the game than gas. But, has Blisk scouted that yet? No, it's actually so painfully close, but... Oh, no. This... Oh, jeez. It looks like Blisk, unfortunately... He had everything caught out of position, and everything here is on hold position right now. But overall, not too terribly many workers killed, just 7. And it looks like Railgun's attack here is just being cleaned up. Absolutely massacred, actually. So this is something that was totally cost ineffective for Zerg. Look at how many resources he threw away. Over the course of the entire game, Blisk has only lost 3,050 resources, while Railgun has lost 4,625, and most of that was actually just, I want to say more than half of that was actually the last wave of Lings and Roaches he threw at his opponent. Third base is going to come under assault here, and if he can actually... there's a cancel at the last second on both of those structures. But it was just a delay. He couldn't get the probe. He never clicked on it. And now there's a proxy pylon going down. Hatchery can't quite see it, though. But the mute is coming into the mix. I don't know. I mean, those are going to be super effective against the voids, but there's not a lot of anti-air here for Blisk. If he can get some Archons in the mix, that would, or some Archons into the mix, excuse me, rather, that would just be absolutely magical, wonderful. With a capital W-O-N for 1. But now the main, absolutely exposed, is under siege. So many probes are going to fall, and this is actually, I think, going to more than make up for the damage that Railgun took in the early game. Or excuse me, just a few minutes ago. Photon Overcharge activated on the main Nexus. The Mute is just concerned with coming in and getting some kills. The Phoenixes are going to come out and get rallied to the Nexus. Meanwhile, it looks like we're going to have our... Well, that's interesting. The pylon got shot down, but I didn't see if any damage was done there. But we're just going to have Blisk go into all-in mode here. And there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever, but he's losing a lot here. He's going to lose a lot of powered gateways, and that's going to slow down the steam to the attack that he's got here. I mean, how many powered gateways does he have? There's 2, 4 here. That's about it. 5, no, 4. And now he's going to have to deal with everything that's going down right here while simultaneously defending at home, but there's so many Hydras here. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. Prismatic Alignment activated. All the roaches are melting right in front of the Void Rays, but I don't know if he's got enough to break through this entire army. It looks like there's only a handful of Hydras remaining, and the remaining Void Rays may be able to take them down. But the Queens, however, are a different story. It's just so hard to say. I think this one's going to be close. The Queens still have transfuses. They can't really hold out that much longer versus the Void Rays, and it looks like they fall. The Phoenixes back at home are dealing with the Mutas just fine. And it looks like there's no micro going to these Mutas whatsoever by Railgun. And now we're back to, officially speaking, we're down to a 1-based Protoss versus a at least 2 mining-based Zerg. But hard counters galore. The Hydra's coming in from the side. They're going to be able to pick off 1, maybe 2 Void Rays. The Spore Crawler gets the kill. And now it looks like... I mean, Blisk can still exploit one part of this base, and there's the fact that there's no detection on it. He still has a Dark Shrine. He can use that. Will he or will he not is the question, but I mean, right now the supply difference is 66 to 165. He's throwing in the DTs right now, but 3 Overseers are morphing. And I think this, you know, we're looking at, I think, the end of the life stake of Blisk in this game. Just seconds away. Alright. So, that DT will be shut down, and there it is. Third base, unfortunately, never got established for Blisk as well. So even though he's ahead in some ways, I just don't want to. I just want to say that he's behind in others. He's got +1 air attacks, plus 2 ground attacks, but he has no shields. He has no armor, and that's not going to help the sustainability of his units on the ground, his survivability. Burrowing Roaches trying to hide from DTs. Clever move indeed. And now it looks like there it is, the GG from Blisk, as he essentially knew there was no way he could hold off against this many Hydras and Roaches. He just didn't have enough AoE. I mean, High Templar ideally would be good, would be well suited for handling this, but he just didn't have it. So, if you guys liked what you saw here today, just go ahead and click on the subscribe button. This is Breaker. I'll see you guys next time.